to Two Lovin' Bugs. I'm Kim, and I'm going to tell you about what our next step is in our fertility journey. Stay tuned. Okay, so if you've watched my doctor appointment video, I'll have it linked somewhere around here. You know that the doctor said he would only give us 3 cycles with Femara before he would either send us right to a reproductive endocrinologist, or RE, or he would do the HSG test first. And that's the dye test where they dilate you and put dye in there, and I've heard it's super painful. So pretty much that's our doctor's next steps. But as far as what we're going to do, first of all, we are not insured at this moment. So that's not exactly the best situation. The situation is my husband's work is offering insurance, but it's a little bit out of our monthly amount that we can afford right now, but we could make it work if we needed to. But then the deductible for his insurance is $5,500 annually. So it just doesn't seem worth it. And like even after you pay that $5,000, it doesn't 100% cover everything, you know? Like it only covers like 70 or 80%. And I just don't see how we are going to spend that much in a year. I believe it's totally possible with TTC and if you have to move into IVF, but that sort of stuff the insurance wouldn't cover anyways. So us paying more than what we can afford monthly isn't actually going to do us any good. So I don't know, that's just kind of the situation we're in right now. So pretty much everything from this moment forward, we're gonna have to cover ourselves. And we don't have a whole lot of savings. Like we have savings, but we did just barely move, and it was just barely my husband's birthday and our anniversary, so we just haven't been saving as much as I would have liked to. So we need to save up before we can move forward. I heard from another gal on YouTube who actually lives just south of me, say that for her city, which is just an hour away, it was around $800 for the HSG test. But if you paid in cash, they give you a discount. If you didn't have insurance, they already give you a discount, something like that. So it ended up being around, I think she said $400 or $500. Anyways, long story short, we would like to save up more money before we go and start spending money on all the fertility journey. So pretty much we're taking a break for a while, and it's not just because of the money, it's also because my husband's cousin is getting married in July 2015. So if I got pregnant right now, I think I don't know, I haven't checked for sure, but I'm pretty sure the due date would be sometime in June. And his cousin's wedding, he lives several states away from us, so it would take either an airplane ride or hours of driving, neither of which I'd like to do with a newborn. So that is part of the reason why we're taking a little break. And it's Chris's, if I can be honest, Chris's favorite cousin. He's the best man. He was our best man in our wedding. So we have to be there. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We have to be there, or at least Chris has to be there. So we really have to make that possible. So I don't know, the timing is just messed up. And as much, like we're not going to start using protection or anything like that. We're still going to be trying naturally, but we're not going to be jumping right into like, okay, what's next, you know, reproductive endocrinologist or whatever, what's next. We're just going to give it a little bit of a break because we don't want it to interfere with the wedding. Which it might sound silly, it's like, you're not going to have a child for you because of a wedding. But, and I understand, it sounds crazy to me too, but at the same time, it's really important to us that we're there. So, that's just kind of where we are right now. As far as maybe trying other things before we go back to the doctor, pretty much how we see it, we want to take, like, because I don't want to have the baby right before the wedding, and I also would preferably not be like huge and pregnant about to have the baby either, because who knows if I'd be allowed to fly. So we're taking quite a bit of time off. But there's a couple goals and things that we want to achieve by next spring. We first of all would like to get my blood tested and just see if everything's okay. Because if you saw my doctor video, he's not my favorite person and he didn't draw any blood. He just was like, try these, okay, cool. So I'd like to at least check my thyroid and stuff, make sure all that's going good. I know in the past I did go to the doctor and get my blood drawn and my thyroid levels, I believe, were low. I don't know, it's been years ago. And they wanted me retested. I didn't get back to the doctor for a couple years. I reminded her, it was a different doctor than this one. I reminded her and she tested again and my thyroid levels came back fine. So I don't know if it was just like a fluke low or it was like low for a while and it was a fluke perfectly fine. I don't know what that was because it was so far in between the tests. So I'd like to just get that tested out. I would also like to be chested. I would like to be tested to see if by chance I have PCOS. That's not a diagnosis I really want, but I don't know. If my only problem is not ovulating every cycle, the Femara I feel like should have worked, but it still didn't quite work perfect with my cycles until the last one. So that kind of makes me think maybe there's something more going on, like possibly PCOS. So I'd like to be, you know, pretty much my blood sucked dry and tested for everything. We would also like to get Chris a sperm analysis because we just haven't found that out, so it's just good information to have. I'm not really expecting any news from that. I expect it to come back normal, just because we know for sure I'm not ovulating, and I just hope that it's not problems on both ends. And then after those things are done, we would like to get the HSG test done at least. And I've heard that sometimes, because you get it all flushed out, sometimes people get pregnant right after. So that's something we'd be looking at doing closer to spring, also after we've saved up the money. I think mostly that's just like our medical goals during this large break, because we're gonna have months to do it, so do it. Other than that, I think closer to spring we are gonna try Fertilade for men and for women. If you've seen Cassie Moon, her and her husband are trying those out, and I wish them best of luck with that. And I have heard a lot of good results and stories about that, so we really are interested in giving that a try. And hopefully we won't have to go back to like a reproductive endocrinologist or our doctor again, because we'll just get pregnant just with the right supplements. I am temping, at least for this first cycle, I don't know if I'm going to continue temping though. I know it's good information, but I'm trying to relax and not stress so much. My husband thinks that'll help us a lot if I'm not stressing about everything. So I don't know if I'm going to keep taking my temp because it's kind of hard not to just check your little phone and check your chart and see how it's going, see if you're ovulating or not. If you think you're about to ovulate, then you're like, oh my gosh, and then when you start, then it's awful. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to chart anymore or not, at least for one cycle. I don't know. Anyways, I think that's everything. I will keep putting up videos, but they're not going to be TTC related until I get pregnant or until we start doing those tests and things. So, I think mostly in our new house that we have, because we did recently move, well, I don't know if you can call it recently anymore. I have a much nicer kitchen, so I'm thinking I might do some cooking videos. And with the fall season and Christmas coming up, I think it'll be really fun to do some crafts. So keep your eyes out for those kind of videos. Thanks for watching. Click like or subscribe if you liked it, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.